Hello, everyone, and welcome to the episode today. I am Dr. Jen with Aging Advantage, and today we have the privilege of having Dana and Madison with us from the St. Louis County Health Department. And they have, obviously, they have a plethora of knowledge and wisdom there, and all kinds of different people that we're going to be learning from in the next month, which I am so excited about. But yeah, today, like I said, we're going to have Dana and Madison that are going to be joining us, and they're going to be covering some important information. And the information that we're going to be sharing today is information that, again, like I think isn't always talked about. You guys would agree with this, but like absolutely, needs to be. So anyway, let's go over again, like who is Aging Advantage to start with. So at Aging Advantage, we are a not-for-profit organization that helps support seniors and disabled adults in the St. Louis and greater surrounding area. And through local grants and donations, we offer programs and educational programs like this to be able to help with the effects of, post-pandemic situations like housing and food insecurities or isolation, and also be able to educate you guys as well on, different topics to really help promote self-care and awareness and just resilience and better health for everyone. So through partnerships like this with the different grants we have, we are able to provide educational topics such as this for all of you. So I just want you guys to get cozy, grab your coffee, your tea, your lemonade, whatever time of day it is for you that you're watching this, but get comfy. And again, just welcome. And I would like to welcome, Dana and Madison. So take it away, ladies.
All right, I guess I can start. Hello, my name is Dana Giboney-Wallace. I'm a health education coordinator with the St. Louis County Department of Public Health. I've spent most of my career in public health, and right now my main focus is chronic disease.
My name is
Very good.
Madison
And Miss Madison,
Manning.
if you want
I'm
to
also
share your
the,
background a little bit and what your focus is.
yeah, sorry. Yes, my name is Madison Manning. I am also a health education coordinator with St. Louis County Department of Public Health. I am also a certified health education specialist, and just kind of in the beginning of my career. So, yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining us. And we were just talking about this before, we have done recording. I think the cool thing about this presentation for everyone watching and listening to is Dana and Madison are going to co-present together. So you're going to kind of hear all of us, maybe kind of all go back and forth. And again, we're just kind of going to have this be just nice and relaxed and, conversational for you guys. And then we will go through some questions at the end and, again, just kind of like real life, kind of talk through some of these points a little bit more. So all right, go ahead and take it away with the presentation part, ladies. We'll start with that.
So yeah, people. So we'll kind of get started. So usually we kind of start with the icebreaker. We ask, name one bad health habit, name one good health habit, or name one thing that you do to stay healthy. I know in particular, a bad health habit could be smoking, and a good health habit could be drinking water. Something that I do to stay healthy is I try to add 2 to 3 vegetables per meal. What about you, Dana?
One thing I try to do to stay healthy is I actually just try to keep up with my routine exams. I'm pretty good at that. I try to make sure that I see here to get a cancer screening. I see my OBGYN. I see my primary care doctor. So that's one thing I like to try to keep up with, and the dental appointments as well. So
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
those are really good. One thing
And
I
so,
do,
kind of in
one thing,
today's,
oh, you're good, real quick. One thing I would say too that I try to do is yeah, just like move my body a little bit, even if it's just, like walking around a little bit of stretching, or something like that. But just getting the blood pumping, if you will, sometimes is also a good thing too, for me, at least personally. So
so in today's presentation, we'll kind of just go over different healthy habits that you can include in your daily life. And just want to let you know that every choice counts. Practicing daily health habits makes a healthier you. So starting off with diet, you're going to want to eat foods that fuel you. Healthy eating is important at every age. You're going to want to eat a variety of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, protein foods, and dairy or fortified soy alternatives. When deciding what to eat or drink, choose options that are full of nutrients and that are limited in added sugars, saturated fats, and sodium. Saturated fats are usually those that are common sources would include meat or dairy products, while unsaturated fats, which are more what you want in your diet,
Madison, I think you might be freezing. Dana, can you hear her though?
I can't hear Madison, but I can hear you. I was just wondering.
Okay. Oh, and she disappeared.
Okay. Oh wow.
Okay.
It's gonna be
Ooh,
one of those days, right?
it is. It is. It is all good. Yeah, I think though, but to your point, trying to eat more, like just getting more vegetables and stuff, I think is key. And it's awesome right now because we're in summer months, and so there's all kinds of really good like fresh produce and different kind of fresh foods that we have access to right now too, from local farmers and local farmers markets and stuff too, or produce boxes, etc. So yeah, so this is perfect timing.
yeah, sorry, I think it dropped out. Not sure why. Um,
You were
but
good. Yeah.
yeah, there's just five main food groups you're going to want to focus on: fruits, vegetables, protein foods, whole grains, and healthy fats. Kind of listed here is we have the diabetes food plate, so that's over in the bottom corner on the right, where it kind of focuses on non-starchy vegetables, protein foods, and carbohydrates being at least one-fourth of the plate. And then we have, your standard on the left where it's fruits, grain, vegetables, protein, and dairy, but really just kind of focusing on a whole foods, healthy, balanced diet. Okay. So at meal times, half of your plate should be made of fruits and veggies. They can make great snacks. You can do, peanut butter and celery or carrots and celery as well. They're low in calories, high in nutrients. You're going to make half of your plate whole grains. So whole grains are usually, think oatmeal, think brown rice, quinoa. Protein foods include all foods from seafood, meat, poultry, eggs, beans, peas, nuts and seeds, even soy products. The dairy group includes milk, yogurt, cheese, even lactose-free milk or fortified soy milk. And then plant foods really can boost good health in many ways. So they can reduce the risk of some cancers, beat the signs of aging, improve memory, promote heart health, and enhance the immune system. So eat your colors every day. They say like eat the rainbow. So I know sometimes what I try to do is include maybe 4 or 5 different colors when I'm including fruits and vegetables in my meal. So I don't know. What about you, Dana? Like, what do you like to try? Like,
Um,
like to
I,
try?
I I like a lot of the broccoli and cauliflower. I like some of the ribs. I like to eat some of the red peppers, and I like the tomatoes. So I think it's a good variety. I eat more. I'm when we talk about good and bad habits, I'm very good at eating my vegetables. I'm not too good at eating my fruits. So I'm working on the fruits.
Yeah. And it's, really important to get all those colors in. They contain a lot of nutrients, antioxidants, and phytochemicals that help support your body, and carry out those basic functions. So try to eat food as close to its original state as possible. So instead of eating, or drinking orange juice, try to eat the actual orange. Um, and we usually need about at least 5 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. So yeah, just try to challenge yourself to eat more color.
So now we're going to talk a little bit about exercise. Exercise for better health. It's really important to get exercise in. And so they kind of say move it or lose it. They estimate that about 60% of Americans don't get enough exercise. And the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute recommends at least 30 to 60 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity on most, if not all, days of the week. And daily exercise helps improve your physiological and your neurological functions. And so they recommend that you do some type of physical activity every day. And there are a lot of different types of activity. And you can actually modify your exercises as well. So you can get exercising where it's for beginners, or you can do exercise in a chair. You might be somebody that's really athletic that you don't need to modify exercises. You can do exercises in a wheelchair. You can actually do exercises in the bed. So there's a lot of ways to get your exercise in. There are different types of exercise. So they mentioned here about lifting weights to build muscle and prevent osteoporosis. That will be considered your muscle strengthening exercises. You can also do endurance exercises or your aerobic exercises. So you want to get that heart rate up. That could be things like riding a bike, swimming, pickleball, tennis, um, taking a brisk walk outside, dancing. Any of those things can also be considered an aerobic exercise. We also want to get some flexibility in. That can be things like stretching, yoga, doing Pilates. And you can just get exercise at home. You can vacuum, sweep, mop, all those, do general housework. You can cut the grass, work in the garden. All those things provide exercise as well. And you also want to work on balance. And that would be doing things like Tai Chi, balancing on one leg, walking heel to toe. All those things are good to help with your balance. And so there are some long-term and short-term benefits of exercise. Some of the long-term benefits include helping control your weight. It helps maintain healthy bones, muscles, and joints. It reduces the risk of high blood pressure and diabetes. It promotes a psychological well-being. It also reduces your chance for heart disease. And some of the short-term benefits include helps people think, helps you move better, helps you manage your stress, improves the mood, and gives you an energy boost. And sometimes when people feel a little stressed, they might go out and take a walk outside or a walk indoors if they can. So there are a lot of short-term benefits, like I said, as well. And there are a lot of different ways you can actually fit exercise into your day. Some of the things that they include is walking 30 minutes a day. And if you can't do it all once at 30 minutes, you might want to break it down to two 15-minute walks, or maybe you can take at least three 10-minute walks. You don't have to do it all at one time. You can take the stairs instead of the elevator. Um, Sometimes we want to send an email. If you're at work, you can just get up and go to that person's desk and talk to them versus uh, just standing is a good form of exercise. Park further away from the store entrance. So if you go to the grocery store, park a little further back and get the steps in there, or walk through the whole store before you start your grocery shopping. Use a fitness tracker to track your steps. That could be like a pedometer, or you can use your if you have a smartwatch, or the phone tracks steps as well if you have a smartphone. And just be sure to stretch and maintain flexibility as well. And aim for 10,000 steps a day if you can.
And then you're going to want to make sure you get enough water and calcium every day. So, water and milk are essential fluids for good health. Water keeps the body hydrated. So, you're going to want to drink at least 8-ounce glasses of water each day. So, this could be up to typically 15 cups for men and 11 cups for women. Joints need water to stay healthy and cushioned and to stay in motion, and vital organs need water to function properly. Calcium is also in dairy, and it's important for strong bones and teeth. If you're kind of feeling sluggish or tired throughout the day, you may be dehydrated. If your skin, is feeling like tight, you also may be dehydrated as well. Drinking water can help lower high blood pressure, prevent kidney stones and colon cancer as well. So just make sure you're getting it in every single day. And also, some other sources of calcium include salmon, sardines, even, yeah, spinach, collard greens, and some foods have calcium fortified in it. Yeah. So just some ways that you can drink more water is to kind of carry a water bottle with you and refill it throughout the day. You can freeze some water overnight and take one with you in the morning, and it'll kind of defrost over time. Choose water over sugary drinks. Opt for water when eating out. You'll save money and reduce calories. You can serve water during meals, add a wedge of lime or lemon, even berries to your water to kind of improve the taste. And make sure is that your kids are getting enough water, that your older adults or elderly are getting a lot of water too. And even in the summer, make sure your pets are getting water too, because everyone needs it. So this is just asking how many calories you can eliminate in the course of a year if you just cut one can of soda daily. So we're just going to give you the answer for this, but it will eliminate up to 54,750 calories in a year. So that's like a 15-pound weight loss in 1 year. So that's kind of crazy.
Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about sleep. And sleep is really a necessity, it's not a luxury. Two-thirds of Americans have sleep problems. Sleep deprivation can affect memory, learning, and logical reasoning. Adults need about 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. And we kind of notice as our bodies throughout time just kind of change, it changes with aging. So babies tend to sleep, like a newborn baby can sleep up to 16 hours a day. Teenagers, their melatonin kind of kicks in at different times. They tend to stay up later in the evening, or stay up later at night, and they tend to sleep longer during the day. Uh, but during that 24-hour cycle during the week, we just want to, during the evening, we just want to make sure that we get at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Can go to the next one. I'm looking at my computer here. Different things are popping up on my computer. I'm sorry. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. So tips for getting a good night's sleep. Lack of sleep can affect everything from your relationships to your work, weight and your work. Not getting enough sleep can be hazardous. It's estimated that 100,000 car accidents occur every year, including 15,000 deaths for people that are driving drowsy. So it's really important, if you're tired, don't get behind the wheel. It can be just as detrimental as drinking and driving. The National Sleep Foundation reports that people who don't get enough sleep are more likely to develop psychiatric problems, And after just 6 days of sleep restriction, people can develop resistance to insulin, the hormone that helps transport glucose from the bloodstream to the cells. And this can actually lead to type 2 diabetes or other serious health conditions. Okay, and then there's for older adults, they've got to again they emphasize sleeping 7 to 9 hours a night. You want to develop a regular sleep schedule and bedtime routine. Avoid napping late in the afternoon or evening because that can kind of keep you up. Try to avoid electronic screens such as cell phones and TVs in the bedroom. Keep your bedroom quiet and at a comfortable temperature. You want to exercise every day, but try not to exercise within 3 hours of bedtime. That may actually keep you up as well. And avoid alcohol, caffeine, and large meals late in the day. And sometimes you don't think about chocolate having caffeine in it. So if you're eating that chocolate candy bar, try to avoid that late in the evening as well. And just a couple other tips. You want to make sure you have a consistent bedtime routine for both going to bed and waking up. They kind of recommend if you go to bed at a particular time every night, do that every night, including the weekend, and actually wake up at the same time on the weekend. I know sometimes people we kind of want to sleep in late because it's the weekend or because we've retired, but if we can just kind of keep that routine going so that we're getting up at the same time every day and going to bed at the same time every day. You can establish some type of relaxing routine before you go to bed. Some people like to take a warm bath, read a book. Sometimes listening to relaxing music can help you get to sleep. And if you have any worries, say write any problems that are weighing you down on your mind and mentally put them in a box until the next day. So just write it down, put it away, and get some rest.
And then just practice safe sexual practices. So you want to make sure that you talk with your partners, try to communicate any sexual history you may have, testing results, and share your boundaries with that person, and just share like what you're comfortable with. Also use contraception because not all of them protect against STIs, but some of them can help guard against it. But make sure that you're also getting tested regularly. So do STI testing, pap smears, pelvic exams, and practice consent. And know your body. So check for sores, for rashes, blisters, or any kind of discharge. Yeah. And then don't smoke. So the easiest way is to never start smoking. But if you do, just try to stop. There's multiple programs that you can join to kind of help with that. Smoking is the number one preventable cause of death. Over 400,000 Americans die of smoking-related illnesses each year. So your body and your wallet will benefit greatly from it.
And then take up a hobby. A hobby is any activity that you frequently do for pleasure. That's not that you do during leisure time. So it's not associated with work or something that you have to do routinely at home. It's something that you do to enjoy, and it can help reduce symptoms of stress, depression, and anxiety. Whether it's gardening, photography, cooking, sewing, reading, traveling, playing a sport, hobbies can be really be a good thing. People with hobbies are healthier and recover better from illnesses. We continue to learn. If it's important to continue to learn new skills and actively engage our minds throughout our whole life, and it's never too late to learn. One of my hobbies is I like to scrapbook. That's just something that helps relax me quite a bit. And do you have a hobby, Madison?
Yes, I love to read. I love
Yeah,
reading and riding my bike.
yeah. So it's great to have a hobby. Okay, and then the other thing is it's really important to make social connections. Whether you volunteer, go to church, joining a club, whatever you do, you want to find something that's bigger than you, and you want to make sure that you're doing it with other people. Um, that can even be just calling a friend on the phone. Social ties help provide emotional support and a sense of being belonging. Group activities keep the mind active and maintain serotonin, the brain chemical associated with mood. And it's important for our mental and physical health. It helps, again, like protect against serious illness. And people are more likely to live longer when they have a social connection. So even if we can't actually get out, you can actually be socially connected like we're doing right here. You can do that online. They talk about Together Tuesdays, where maybe you might want to get together with a friend and you all just can eat virtually over the internet. You don't have to actually be in person to do that. There are a lot of different apps that you can do things on. There's one called Marco Polo where you can just actually leave a video message and retrieve that later that you can share with friends as well. So there are a lot. Sometimes people aren't always available to talk right then or there, or get on a virtual phone call right then or there. So you can also do that where you can record a message as well. And then the health risk of loneliness. So I want to read this real quick. Social isolation is a lack of social connection. Social isolation can lead to loneliness in some people, while others can feel lonely without being socially isolated. So sometimes people can be alone and they may not feel lonely, but sometimes you can be with a crowd of people and feel lonely. So just want to make sure that everybody has a sense of connection. So social isolation is an increased risk of persons' premature death from all causes, a risk that may rival that of smoking, obesity, and physical inactivity. Social isolation is also associated with a 50% increase in dementia, and poor social relationships are associated with 29% increase of heart disease and 32% increase of stroke. And they found that there can actually be a 4 times increase rate for death for people that are socially isolated that have some form of heart disease. It can also increase a 68% chance for hospitalization and a 57% increase in emergency room visits. So sometimes your doctor may assess you for loneliness, may ask questions. So just find a way to be have some type of social connection.
And then practicing common sense safety habits. So wearing sunscreen with a SPF of 15 or higher. Try to avoid direct sun exposure between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Wearing sunscreen on your face, neck, hands, and legs, especially during the summer. Don't drink and drive. Obey the rules of the road and wear your seatbelt, but also don't drive under the influence, or make sure that you're checking all the things, all the effects listed under any kind of medication you take to make sure that you're not driving in a time that would make you drowsy. Don't drink, don't drive sleepy. If you have children, try to childproof your home. Keep medicine out of reach of children because they're very curious. And if you own a gun, use a gun lock. Also, just make sure that your smoke alarms and carbon dioxide detectors are up to date. And so, yeah, those are just some more common sense safety habits. And then so with the firearms, gun locks are kind of just helping promote safe firearm storage. It can help prevent accidental injuries in homes and neighborhoods. It can help prevent accidental school shootings and suicides. And there are free gun locks for the community at the St. Louis County Department of Public Health. So we do have some contact information down there of Damon Major or Mary Dean, and they can help get you some free gun locks if that's something you think you would need. And then this just kind of shows you how you would use a gun lock on different types of guns. So there's one with a pistol, one with a revolver, and then that would be a rifle. And then the other one is a shotgun.
Okay, and practicing good hygiene can also be very important to maintain your health. It's recommended that you brush your teeth thoroughly twice a day and floss daily between the teeth to remove dental plaque. Bacteria produces dental plaque and is associated with inflammation that occurs with plaque that blocks blood vessels and causes heart disease. So sometimes we may not know that we may have a certain disease, and actually the dentist can identify it before our doctors can. So it's really important to keep your dental appointments as well. There's actually not a one size fit all um, treatment for dentists. So once you see your dentist, they can let you know how often they want to see you. Even if a person has had all their teeth removed, it's important for them to go at least once a year to have their gums checked as well. So again, like see your dentist at least every 6 months for good oral health, unless the doctor tells you that you need to be seen a different during a different time period. And then washing your hands. Washing your hands is really important. Some of the times that you want to wash your hands are before, during, or after preparing food, before and after eating food, before and after caring for someone at home who is sick with vomiting or diarrhea, before and after treating a cut or a wound, after using the toilet, after changing the diaper on a child or an adult, and cleaning up a child who has used the toilet. You want to make sure that you make sure you wash your hands. Again, after blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing, and the best way to sneeze is in your sleeve. After touching an animal, after feeding an animal, or picking up animal waste, after handling pet food or pet treats, and after touching garbage. Those are all good times to wash your hands. And the steps to washing your hands is you want to wet your hands with a clean running water, and it can be warm or cold if you don't have access to warm water. Turn off the tap and apply some soap. Lather your hands by rubbing them together with soap. Lather the back of your hands between your fingers and underneath your nails. And you want to scrub your hands for at least 20 seconds. And if you need a timer, you can hum the happy birthday song to yourself, or you can hum Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And you want to do that twice, and that kind of basically gives you the amount of time that you need to wash your hands. And then rinse your hands well with under clean running water, and to dry your hands using a clean towel or an air dryer. And if you need to cut off the faucet, try to cut that off with a paper towel as well. And as you exit the restroom, if you can, if the door, if you need to open it with a paper towel, if you can, or use your shirt, but just try to keep your hands clean. And the other alternatives to that, or if you're out and about, you can use like hand sanitizer that you can carry in your pocket or your purse.
And then
I would like to thank Dana and Madison for being with us today and for sharing the first part in the two-part series that we're going to be doing for you all on healthy habits. And again, today, I know we covered a lot of information, but like I said, stay tuned for the second part. And after we do the second part, then we're going to do a wrap up and also talk a little bit more and do a little bit deeper dive into some of these topics as well. So stay tuned for part 2.